our government treats Israel as an ally. And in the character of the Jewish people is the identification of a people in a faith relationship or covenant relationship with God. That is what brings before the world attention to them in history and even presently. I'm speaking of the people. We can't say that a government is not derived from the people. A government is derived from the people, but a government can be derived from errors in the people, mistakes, troubles. A government can be representative of a troubled people and exercise that trouble or amplify that trouble of that people into the world through their government. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that government is a true characterization of the people. It might be a characterization of a small minority of the people that has gained power. And that's what has happened. The general goodness of the Jewish people has been co-opted by that government. And that government is an enemy to man. So when the United States of America say we are allies with Israel, the only way for me to interpret that is to say that it's a recognition of the general goodness of a people. Because certainly our government, through its intelligence agencies and just interaction and recognition of the public behavior of the Israeli government, knows that the Israeli government is an enemy to mankind on this earth. A people coming from the influence of the leadership of Imam W. Muhammad should be discerning in its interactions with the government of Israel and with Israel generally. We should be discerning with regard to that. We should be thoughtful with regard to that. We should express ourselves with depth and proof that we understand the history of the Israeli people in connection with the Palestinian people. That has to be reflected in any interaction that we have with the government of Israel or the Israeli people. In fact, that has to define our interests. So when I see a group of our leaders traveling to Israel, right away, it's going to get my attention, because in order for it to be valid, it has to be in the context of what our leadership interest is, as it has been established, historically. And that visit that they made was not. It was nothing but ego. And now this person saying he's going to relocate to Washington, D.C. brings into my mind more inflation of the ego. Because before you say that you're going to accept some responsibility to represent our community internationally, you need to clean up that mess. You need to express yourself to the people that you claim that you're going to represent. You're going to represent us internationally? Well, you need to explain what happened. No explanation coming, which tells me that your interest is nothing but a reflection of your ego. and not a concern about the responsibility that you have to serve people when you establish for yourself or want to establish for yourself that you are a qualified leader. I don't have any problem if you have qualifications wanting to represent us internationally. I have no problem with that. But it should be a part of your concern that you express yourself clearly with regard to at least this conflict that you have involved yourself in. Now, no one can say that it's not understood what position I have taken. So what is the nature of our viewing the Israeli government as an enemy? It doesn't have anything to do with some political or military advantage. It has to do with their treatment, clear treatment of innocence, complete and total disregard for human innocence. And that's not to say that the Hamas leaders that concluded that they should assault innocents are removed from condemnation. They are condemned. I haven't heard this person talking about he's going to relocate to Washington, D.C. to represent this community internationally. I haven't heard any consistent representation or emphasis on the dignity of the Palestinian struggle coming from his mouth. In fact, you all are witnesses to me saying when I was in Dallas that if there were no more reason than me being a spokesperson for the dignity of the Palestinian people, that would be sufficient as a reason for me having voice in this time. Why? Why did I say that? I'm not Palestinian. Why would I say that? I say that because the whole purpose for us to be established as a people on this earth is to speak to the dignity of human life. We are the natural representatives of that message, as Islam puts it in focus. So I don't care anything about your establishment of an office of the ego. That's what your office is. Office of the inflated, hyped up African-American ego. Muslim African-American ego. That's what it is. Office of African-American Dawa hype. And I'm in no way joking with you. And the language that I'm giving you right now is straight from the son of Elijah Muhammad. That's what he told me. He said most of them, that's when he told me the name wizard. He said most of them, that's their science. African-American Muslim Dawa hype. A whole bunch of ego and exaggeration. Pomp. No substance. I want you to know, I'm not playing with you.